We're back live, Chris Blackheart from the AMP Center, here on location for the Showcase Pod on location. Are you alive? Are you awake?
Well, no, I mean, we're 2 hours into it. This is a live field trip. I almost feel like we should almost have like a class field trip
A class field trip?
with the people underneath our banner, because between watching the TV production, the in-rings, action, how stuff's being produced, what we do with the indies and what we do at Showcase is very similar to what they're doing, with a higher budget, bigger venue.
Yeah.
But the fundamentals are there. So, so far, the people that we've seen get over is indie guys.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. There's guys that have wrestled locally in the area. Some you can tell there's some fans, but just connecting the fans. But on the flip side, this venue is definitely too big for AEW.
Well, yeah. I mean, half of the arena definitely empty tonight. What do you figure? Like 2,000, 2,500?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking maybe about half, 45 maybe to 5.
You're being quite.
I'll
nice.
have to get the accountant, but actually, when you do look at it, all right, so the whole top is empty.
Yeah, and half of the other side.
And half the other side, yeah. So
yeah, you only do like 10 in here when it's jam packed. So,
but the vibe in here is good. If it was a smaller venue, the crowds in it, the fans are enjoying it, but you got to make it small. Tony, if you're watching, which we won't tell anybody, do smaller venues.
I mean,
people are going to enjoy it. It's going to look better on TV, and more people show up because they think they're missing something.
Well, I mean, we moved around. We moved around here pretty freely. We're sitting up top now here where we at. There's nobody. We're way up in the nosebleeds now because obviously the noise and the people around and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely a bigger venue for the attendance here today. A lot more empty seats than they are full. I used to see those pictures online before and thought that, a lot of it was prior to the show beginning. But in this case, they're quite legitimate, the photos that I have seen on the internet before.
Yeah, and I look at there's nothing wrong with it's not like kind of like what if you're constantly booking on the indies high school gym and you're not filling it up.
Yeah.
Either cut it in half or go to a smaller venue, because it just doesn't. The fact that everybody has a camera and video, it can be a great product, but doesn't feel like a great product.
Yeah, definitely helps out to be more compacted if you have lesser amount of people in the house. Speaking of in the house, we talked about it earlier when we came on. We'll be back in action on November the 15th at the Taunton BFW Hall for Thanksgiving Thunder. Big tag team matchup already signed. The return of the real deal, Joe Davis. They're cheering.
Look, they're cheering for the real. Well, the Providence area is almost like a secondary home for the real deal on the comedy circuit. So I'm not surprised that they're actually cheering for him.
Oh, yeah, so he'll be teaming up with fellow comedian Johnny Rotten, and they'll be taking on a team of AZ, the consistent one, and his little lackey friend, Matthew Michelson.
Longest friend in the world is more like it.
And they're calling themselves the consistent ones,
yes,
but in reality...
I do like it. I'm not sure where they got the name from, but I do like it.
In reality, we know... the real story behind it and what people like calling them, which is inconsistent.
I only know one person who says that.
Well,
and I think
you're welcome.
There's some jealousy because
you're welcome. I started a trend.
His tag team partner is still there. Your tag team partner is kind of missing.
Well, Alex is recouping. I talked to him today. He's doing good. He'll be stopping around the training center facility shortly in the next coming weeks. So. Thanks for asking, by the way.
Minor league.
Yep. But anyways, the Taunton BFW Hall on the 15th. Then we return back to the Showcase Pro Wrestling Training Center and Arena on November the 30th after stuffing your face with Thanksgiving turkey.
Thanksgiving weekend is a perfect time. And then we go into December 6th, which is the tag team tournament. So
Your favorite time of the year.
Yes, so we will be
Season's beatings will return.
season beatings for the tag team titles, and we do have we'll be announcing how we're doing that in approximately 2 weeks, and the other invitations that are going out.
And that's going to be December the 6th at the Taunton BFW Hall. All the info, like you said, in the next coming weeks here, if it's relevant enough to talk about it on the podcast.
You have to be relevant?
I guess. You have to be relevant and have more than 8 people watching.
Do you have to be in the business, or?
I guess so. But anyways, regardless, we'll be giving out that information coming up there shortly, as well as December. We're moving on towards the end of December the 27th. In Medford, Massachusetts, Royal Crown Wrestling returns to Medford. Big main event already signed. In action, former WWE legend, the Nade of American Tatanka will be in action in Medford. All the stars of Royal Crown Wrestling. RoyalCrownWrestling.com for all the ticket information on that event there on the 27th of December. We did have some picks for Crown Jewel. We're going to have to do that when we're back in the studio.
We have a lot to go over next Thursday night.
Yes, we got a lot of stuff going on, and we'll take us back to the picks from Crown Jewel next week when we're back with Danny. Danny's missing in action. He thought we were going to be in the studio. Where is he?
Someone to go and tell Danny that we're not going to be in the studio tonight.
Oh, I did. He eventually answered back, but yep, we're here on location. I think we're gonna wrap things up here for this week. We wanted to at least bring a different feel, take a little field trip, show some of the surroundings, and stay active because we're consistently in this podcast. No pun intended.
Every Thursday, 9 o'clock, and actually, this is a split one to say the least, but every 20 minutes we went on, but again, it's consistent, it's fresh.
So,
it is what it is.
If you'd like to see many other field trips and ideas, leave us a comment. And please, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, do so. It helps out greatly when you do subscribe to the channel. We got a lot of matches dropping, a lot of content that's coming up. We do appreciate you joining us every week on the pod. But for this week, I'm going to turn it around here and give you a shot here at the Amp Center here in Providence. There's action going on in the ring, believe it or not. It's fairly quiet at this point. But, we do appreciate you guys tuning in every week. And we will see you next week, hopefully in the studio with Danny Badandi. And finally showing up and him not waiting for us by himself.
All right, Danny.
But for now, that's all we have. For the boss, Chris Blackheart, for Don Vega, we will see you next week in the Showcase Pod. Take care.